Hello, this is David G. Hartwell. I'm a senior editor at Tor and Forge Books in New York. I've been editing science fiction since 1970. I've edited a lot of people over the course of my career, but I'm pleased to also be the editor of Paul Levinson. I edited his first novel, The Silk Code, and I edited his most recent novel, The Plot to Save Socrates, and all the books in between.
Author Paul Levinson.
Help me, Paul Levinson. You're my only hope.
I'm Paul Levinson. This is Levinson News Clips with a review of Lost, episode 6.7. Well, Saeed was an irreducible assassin in both realities last week in Lost 6.6. And in last night's 6.7, which I thought was the most touching, even beautiful episode of the final season so far, last night brings us Ben, a better man in both Los Angeles and Island alternate realities. It's a delicately constructed story, with the most haunting parallels in the characters and storylines in the two worlds we've seen so far, and the most explicit explanation of how the alternate L.A. reality came to spring out of the primordial Island reality, which generated both the L.A. and current Island realities we now see unfolding on our screens. First, the better L.A. 815 Didn't Crash reality focuses on Ben as a teacher, whom we first met a few episodes ago when Los Angeles Locke comes to teach as a substitute in the same high school. Ben is taking care of his ailing father, who tells us that he and Ben left the island and the Dharma Project years earlier. So here we have the first direct history of how at least one alternate L.A. character not on Flight 815 came to be in L.A. and not on the island. Joining Ben as an inexplicably intersection character in the same Los Angeles school is Doc Arst, a science teacher, of course, and the real surprise, Alex Rousseau as Ben's student. She will be the catalyst of this story. Ben in Los Angeles has ambition to be principal of the school, just as Ben on the island has been ever driven by ambition. Locke goads him on, just as Locke on the island will appeal to Ben's worst instincts, which I'll get into in a little more detail in a minute or two. And Alex puts Ben on a path from which Ben can blackmail the principal into resigning. Doc Arst is supportive, but the principal tells Ben that if he is forced to resign, his recommendation letter for Alex will go into oblivion along with him. Alex wants to go to Yale, and a wreck from this principal, a Yale alumnus, would be a strong asset indeed. And Ben decides not to force the principal from office, all of this for Alex's sake. So unlike Ben on the island, who gambled with his daughter's life to keep his power and lost both Alex and his power in the end, this better Ben in better Los Angeles does the right thing for his student Alex. But this fine episode of Lost has even more of this in store for us. Ben on the island, now still tortured by the loss of Alex, is forced by Ilana to dig his own grave. She hates Ben for killing Jacob. Faux evil Locke, however, frees Ben and points Ben to an escape route and a rifle. Locke wants Ben to kill Ilana and join his team. Ilana indeed ends up on the wrong side of this gun, but rather than kill her, Ben tells her his wrenching story. And Ilana accepts Ben. She tells him he can stay with her and the good guys. He doesn't need to join Locke's bad posse. In a powerful last scene on the beach, Ben is with Son, Ilana, Miles, Hurley, Jack, and Richard, whom we learn was given eternal life by Jacob. Ben asks Son if he can help her construct a shelter. He's a good guy now, on the island, too, at last. He's found his better nature, his Los Angeles nature, maybe his truer nature, what he would have been if the island hadn't intervened in his life. So this is our island team of good guys, the team who will face Locke, Saeed, and likely Claire. Kate and Sawyer still need to find a team. I can't see them joining Locke, but you never know with Lost. And there are characters offshore with likely not the greatest intention for who knows which side of the battle. And so the countdown to the ending of Lost continues. And I'll be here next week with my review of the next episode, Lost 6.8. In the meantime, I'm Paul Levinson. Enjoy.
Paul Levinson's Silk Code, about an ancient biotech war raging on in secret for centuries.
Oh, hey, I just wanted to welcome a brand new sponsor to Levinson News Clips. You get $25 off when you purchase Nutrisystem's 28-day auto delivery program for the first time. You can call 866-223-5039. This is available only in the continental U.S., and other restrictions apply.
Athens, 2042 AD. She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Sierra Waters had read once that, years ago, it was thought that men made love for the thrill, while women made love for the sense of connection it gave them. Sierra had always done everything for the thrill.
She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Entertainment Weekly says the plot to save Socrates is challenging fun. The New York Daily News says it's a Da Vinci-esque thriller. And Curled Up with a Good Book says Sierra Waters is sexy as hell. You can find out more about the plot to save Socrates by Paul Levinson at theplot2savesocrates.com.
I traveled 2,500 years back in time to ancient Athens to save Socrates from certain death, and now he doesn't want to come back with me. Oi, I'm gonna plot! All this and more in Paul Levinson's The Plots to Save Socrates.